Places do not stay fixed just because a map name does. In these 7 stories, location, scale, and reuse change what a site means. 2 rowhouses are trapped inside the Midtown Manhattan skyline. They sit where glass towers should dominate the block. Midtown grew upward around older street fabric. The neighborhood did not replace every building at once. These 2 buildings stayed while the surrounding block filled with taller construction. Their low roofline still marks the original street scale. The result is a sharp scale mismatch on the city map. A passerby sees old houses boxed in by glass and steel. From the sidewalk, the houses feel like a leftover street in a vertical district. Brick walls, windows, and a front stoop hold their place beside the tower shadows. 2 painted slabs from the Berlin Wall stand in a New York park, not a museum. They catch walkers on the waterfront. These slabs came from the Berlin Wall, the barrier that once split a city. Here, they sit outdoors in Battery Park City. Moved away from the border, the slabs became public art. The same concrete now works as a display, not a divider. That relocation changes the message immediately. A barrier fragment in a park reads as history beside the river. Visitors meet the wall as an outdoor object, with paths, wind, and water around it. In Battery Park City, the slabs stand beside the promenade. A Mexico City monument kept water-level marks on its pedestal, then the marks stopped lining up after it was moved. Those indicators were tied to the monument's original ground position. They assumed the same street level and base height. When the monument was relocated, the pedestal came to a different spot. The old reference point stayed behind with the first ground. So the watermarks no longer matched the surrounding surface. The same carved lines now pointed to a different height relationship. The monument still stands, but its marks now measure a place it no longer occupies. A fixed stone base, a changed street level, and a silent pedestal. Samar was the first Philippine island Magellan saw. On a map, that single sighting changes the whole route. Samar sits in eastern Visayas, facing the open approach into the islands. It is the 3rd largest island in the Philippines. That position matters because ships meet land in order. The coastline on the route becomes the first landfall seen from sea. So the sighting was not random. The island's edge met the voyage before any other Philippine shore did. Today Samar is divided into Western Samar, Northern Samar, and Eastern Samar. 3 provincial capitals now sit behind that same shoreline. Haifa has 3 different places called Old Haifa. Roman and Byzantine Old Haifa, Medieval Old Haifa, and the Old City of Haifa are not the same spot. Each name belongs to a different historical layer. The city grew through time, and older settlements did not stay locked in one place. That is why Roman and Byzantine Old Haifa, Medieval Old Haifa, and the Old City of Haifa sit apart. They mark separate settlement footprints left by different eras. So one city can hold multiple old centers at once. A later neighborhood does not erase the earlier ground, it leaves another layer beside it. On a map of Haifa, the old places spread outward instead of merging into one block. 3 names, 3 sites, and a street corner that points back to older ground. A New York City morgue later became an emergency children's shelter. The building did not move. The city kept the structure and changed its use when space was needed. That is adaptive reuse. A building stays in place, but its function flips. Here, the old morgue became a shelter for children in crisis. The result is immediate. A place once tied to death now holds beds, staff desks, and a safer doorway for children. On one city block, the same walls answered 2 different needs. First a morgue, then a shelter, with a front step and a quiet hallway. A scholar spent years mapping motel rows, gas stations, and parking lots. John A. Jakle co-authored 9 books on that roadside world. Roadside America is not one landmark. It is the built edge of driving, where people stop, refuel, sleep, and eat. Jakle's books followed those ordinary places: motels, road signs, gas stations, parking lots, and fast food restaurants. Together, they form a map of car-era America. That turns the highway edge into geography. The spaces beside the road shape where businesses settle and where drivers pause. So the map is not only cities and borders. It also includes the neon, pavement, and curbside stops people meet on the drive. One urban park held a drug rehabilitation facility and a strawberry festival at the same time. Same ground, 2 very different reasons to be there. The park sat inside the city, where open land is limited and every parcel gets shared carefully. One use was social service, and the other was a seasonal public event. The Strawberry Festival came as an annual event, while the rehabilitation facility needed a steady place in the park. That made the schedule, not the land, do the dividing. So the park could shift from care to celebration without changing address. A festival crowd could pass the same paths that served a daily support space. In one public space, strawberries and support services shared the map. By season, the lawn changed character, but the benches and paths stayed in place. From rowhouses to wall fragments to old city layers, the map keeps changing under our feet. If one place surprised you most, leave a comment and subscribe for more geography facts.